Headline number one, according to a Peloton press release yesterday, Peloton will begin selling its products outside of its own direct channel, beginning with none other than Amazon. A new Peloton store now exists on Amazon's website. And the products that are available at launch will include the Peloton bike and guide, apparel, also things like accessories like weights, shoes, and bike mats. As part of the Amazon experience, the Peloton bike will be available with a convenient in-home delivery, and customers will have the option to assemble the bikes themselves or select an add-on expert assembly option available in the majority of the US. The in-home delivery and expert assembly are offered at no additional cost to customers. Said Peloton Chief Commercial Officer Kevin Cornells, quote, "We want to meet customers where they are, and they are shopping on Amazon. Providing additional opportunities to expose people to Peloton is a clear next step as we continue to generate excitement for our unparalleled connected fitness experience." End quote. Chris, this is also where A&M is going to throw their weight in. And
we're going to hit me right in the beginning today. All right.
I mean, this is like one of the best headlines we've had in a long time.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So it's gone up and down. I'll give you that. It's gone up and down within the last 24 hours.
Yeah, the energy was super high in the beginning, which I want to definitely talk about. But yes.
Okay, so their question for you, Chris. A&M wants to know, last month, A&M CRG Managing Director Mike Simonchik offered his perspective to Retail Brew, saying that Peloton's, quote, focus needs to be more on the user experience, content generation, and retention and growth of subscribers, end quote, which is effectively downplaying equipment manufacturing and D2C sales in favor of its core strengths. Chris, do you think this move smartly plays into that philosophy, or is Peloton making a mistake here by selling through Amazon?
That's a really tough question. Holy crap. And it's a great question too.
Yeah.
But to give some readers some insight into how the sausage is made too. When we first read this story, the headline said it was coming to Amazon stores, which I hate. And I don't know about you, but I hate when people use the Amazon e-commerce site and call it a store. Like, I think the right way to say it's going to be sold on Amazon. So you and I lost our stuff on this. And I was like, that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my entire life, if they're putting this in like Amazon Fresh stores. But thank God that's not what this is about. It sounds like it's purely an e-commerce play. So to get to the question, in a lot of ways, I think it kind of makes sense. Like, selling through Amazon, sure, why not? The brand is strong, which I think is important when you're thinking about selling on Amazon. The brand is strong. It can stand on its own. Amazon, as we've talked about on the show, is the online mall at this point. So it makes sense to be there in a lot of ways.
Sure.
But the question I come back to, which is kind of inherent to what A&M's asking, is like, how does it help? If you're in the market for a Peloton, is this really going to add volume to your business? Because everyone who wanted a Peloton during the pandemic probably got one. But then I was thinking that, and I looked at some stats last night, Ann, and as of June 30th, I thought of last year, which was the height of the pandemic Peloton craze, right? I think you could say that's effectively like, the absolute apex.
Okay.
It had roughly 6 million paying subscribers.
To the platform, to the content platform. Okay.
Yep. So when you think about it, the size of US population, 330 million, and that's probably worldwide, that number. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's like total subscribers.
Yeah.
That's pretty low in comparison. So it got me thinking like, okay, this is what I think the strategy is now at this point. Go on Amazon, allow the bikes. They've even said they're going to allow the bikes to be assembled themselves. And then what I think is going to happen next is you're going to price cut this thing to get it into more people, to get it into more mass market adoption, to make it more affordable, because it still does price a lot of the market out when you think about it. I think that's the strategy they're going for. If that's the strategy you believe in, and that's how you want to attain growth, then sure, I think it's the right way. Back to A&M, I don't think it's what I would do. I actually think I would have taken a very different approach. I think I would have gone more all in on apparel as a concept and possibly physical retail as a concept, as a shop in and of itself, away from the bike. I would have tried to stand up that arm of the business. I've talked about getting the studios through all the countries, like what they do in New York. Why can't you do that in every city? Why can't you have one of those? I think that's a much better way to secure higher margins from your current base. But if you're going for subscriber growth, I mean, I don't know that I can argue this. I just don't love it for the brand long term.
Yeah.
What do you think, though?
I agree with you. I think your point about, how they're selling it, like pricing, the first thing that comes to mind just in hearing what you're saying, I guess, is I don't understand why they're going on Amazon to sell this product. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
right,
because they already offer like shipping and delivery is already
right,
part of this. Like
right.
you're not leveraging the Prime value there. And I think that, you think about the amount that Amazon's going to take out of that sale, and if you could pass that value on to your consumer, I think you start bringing in a much larger audience, and you start to build the moat with the subscription base, like the apparel and all the other things around that bike. If you can knock, what is it going to be? I mean, Amazon can take up to 40% of a sale. So like, if you think about taking that off with the $1,500 for the bike, even if you took $200 off the bike, like that's a significant savings for the end consumer. I actually, Chris, I like the store option. I know you don't like it. I pinged Sarah Jakob yesterday, who's in charge of the Just Walk Out technology, because she posted about this. And I was like, Sarah, are we going to see any physical store execution?
Yeah.
Because I think that's more valuable as a Peloton organization than the Amazon partnership online. I don't think you need to have a Peloton like salesperson on site. I think just getting the bikes, I've talked about this before in previous episodes, like I think Target was or like Dick's Sporting Goods would have been a much better partner than Amazon for an in-store execution. But I think that, it's about getting the bikes in front of people, showing them what the Peloton experience looks like. And I don't think you're doing that as well on Amazon. Second thing here, I think Peloton's causing a threat for themselves by going on Amazon when you start to look at the accessories. So like, you purchase the bike once, you're not going to be purchasing that multiple times, but where you're going to get growth is in the accessories. And what you can see, like say the $150 Peloton bike shoes, for example, right, as an Amazon customer, I have 6 other options for half price shoes right in front of me. And I'm definitely going to go for those instead of spending $150 on Peloton shoes, versus like having a full-on Peloton experience within a store where you've got the shoes right there, you've got the other accessories. So ultimately, the winner here is the Amazon customer, because they're going to get all the benefits of those Peloton goods and much more affordable options right side by side there. I do want to see some sort of physical store execution though for Peloton.
Yeah, wow. We can save that one for another show, because we did talk about that. I hate that idea. Like, I like going on Amazon much more than I like going into Dick's or anything else like that, because I think that just immediately cheapens the brand, and then you have to deal with the inventory placement and the potential markdown issues that ensue. So I think this is the smart move.
Even like guide shop, even a guide shop in a Dick's or a Target.
Well, I don't think a guide shop really gets you anything differently too, and it's a very confusing experience. There's a whole host of issues that arise with that. Ultimately get back to the same place, which the part I agree with you on is it seems like they effed up their apparel play, their apparel and accessories play. It feels like that was something like in the vein of Nike that they could have gone after, which if I remember, I forgot, I actually hypothesized that they had the ability to do that like 2 or 3 years ago in my ending year-end piece for Forbes. And they didn't do that. And now what I worry about, Ann, to close it up here, and then we'll move on, is like, I worry that ship has sailed, and now they're going after growth at all costs because of the pressures financially that they're feeling, internally and likely from the street. And that's scary to me, because, then you're going to lose the cachet of the brand, and somebody else will pop and start to encroach on the space, and it'll never be the same. But I don't know.